I always replace the hardware with Lucky green hardware. Here is the difference between a clean and dirty. What's happening, Mob Nation? Welcome back to the Street Mobs podcast. Today, I just wanted to go through a little bit of what I do to keep my e-skate running. It's kind of dirty, and I've rode it through some water, mud, a little bit of, road juice the past couple days. So I just wanted to go through and show what I do to keep it going. Okay. So what we're going to do, the belt came off with it, to know your board, to help to understand what you got going on. So the board that I have is a Lycaon TRX carbon, but what we're going to do is we're basically going to go through, take off some things, and make sure what is clean or what needs to be clean is clean. Just make sure there's no damage, nothing loose, and give my board as much life as I can get out of it because I value it. What we're going to be using today is a basic skate tool, Allen key tool, just some basic paper towels. I am using a mild, very mild cleaner. So what we're going to do, basically go through, and first we're going to start on the deck, and then we're just going to do a basic wipe down and a crack check, any kind of damage check, see if there's any stress cracks in the trucks, anything going on with the charger, anything going on with the trucks, just basically an overall look of the underside of the board. We're going to flip it over, check out the grip tape, make sure everything is good on the top. After that, I am going to take the wheels off and rotate them. That way I can get even tread pattern wear on both the fronts and the backs. While we got those off, we're gonna make sure the pulleys are clean. There's no rocks in the pulleys or belts or belt system. We're gonna wipe everything down, make sure the bearings are healthy and the motors and everything are doing good. So let's get into that, and I'm gonna spray a light little bit on the board, and then we're gonna clean most of this dust and road goo off of the board to avoid all electronics as best I can when I do that. I'm not trying to saturate. I'm gonna grab a little bit more dirt than just a paper towel. So what I'm gonna do is just rub this in, clean up any spots that I may see. She looks pretty good this week. I try to do this once a week at the end of the week. Try to just, it helps to get to know your board too. Helps to understand, what you got going on, what everything does, what wears out the most. This helps you understand what you got. So now I'm just going through the trucks kind of, and this is just going to be a base level cleaning too. I try to go through once a month, completely disassemble everything, and that's when I go through the bushings, the trucks on a detailed level and clean all of that. So I hope everybody's having a good time. If you're new to the channel, thank you. I got a couple subscribers over the weekend. I really appreciate it. And welcome to the Mob Nation. Just wiping down what I can before I take the wheels off. Okay. And as you can see, there's a pretty good bit of dirt. Right? And though it may not seem like a lot, it builds up over time, and it helps to take care of your stuff, guys. These things are expensive. You don't want to just let them go to waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by taking these back wheels off. I'm going to use my skate tool, and there is 3 sizes, small, medium, large. You can say whatever you want on the sizes, but that's how I look at it. I've looked at it like that since the 90s. I got this one from CCS. Yeah, nothing special, just a skate tool. So I'm going to take and go right here and take this wheel off. Okay. Bring this over here. Look at this. Make sure there's no stripping of the threads. Kind of wipe it off if it's dirty. Let's set it right there. Be careful because there's usually a speed ring. I am going to take the speed ring off. Okay, speed ring is good. And now, they're not going to come straight. You're not going to want to pull off, but what you want to do is, while you pull out, rotate the wheel. All right. And just slide the belt off. So here's where I do the most maintenance is in the wheel. I'm going to take the pulley and hub out. Take the speed rings. I usually use 2 on the inside just to give it a bit of a wider stance. And I'm just going to make sure that, as you see, make sure there's no debris and that these bearings are spinning freely. Take my rag, no oil, no nothing, just wipe the inside hub out. Just till I got a clean bearing, right? And what this does is it helps to prevent the buildup over time, right? Of anything that's going to erode your bearings. It's going to help you make them last longer. So I'm going to come back over here, take my Allen key tool. We're going to go to 3. We're going to pop this motor cover off. Inspect the bolt. Looks good. Recovers. But, so what we're going to do, the belt came off with it. Set that aside. Inspect this bolt. Looks good. Okay. So now I'm just going to take my rag and brush out as much dirt. It doesn't have to be super detailed. Just kind of the residual that's kind of hanging out in there. If you see any big chunks or rocks, you know, try to get them out best you can. But I just go through and clean everything. And that's basically what I do when I do maintenance. Is I make sure everything's clean and ready at the end of the week for the next week of riding. So now I'm going to look here. Okay, the pulley's good. The motor's spinning good. There's no restrictions. This would be a point if I had any troubles with the motors that I would take them off and look. But as you can see, there's some dirt. So I'm just going to go through here and get rid of all of that dirt that builds up inevitably from skating. Okay, and that's it on this wheel. And basically we're going to repeat this process on the other side of the board. But basically what I'm looking for is anything that's out of place, anything that's broken, I want to replace it if it is broken. Everything looks good here, so we're not going to be taking any of the motor mounts or anything like that off. Let me know if you want a video on that. Basically, it's 3 bolts on the hanger. So now I'm going to come to the belt and inspect this. Okay. Flip it inside out. And what I'm looking for are any cuts or abrasions in the belt. This one looks fine. We're going to keep it. So now I'm going to take my skate tool again, take off the front wheel of the same side, and I'm going to rotate it to the back. So twist it to the left. Once again, being careful not to lose your speed washers and checking every bolt. Okay. That's good. So here is the difference between a clean and dirty. I guess this would be a good time to talk about the Cloudwheels. I have good and bad. They're awesome. I mean, the difference between these and your standard wheels are going to be humongous. I mean, it's a completely different ride. It's like a ride on a cloud. But they can be slick, to me, that I've noticed, right out the gate. So it takes time to wear down the contact patch. Cool. So those are good. Now we are going to take our pulley and hub adapter for the wheel. Clean it off. Make sure everything is good. All right. And we're going to insert the hub just like that. All right. Pulley, or the belt, excuse me. We're going to do that. And now we're going to take 2 speed rings. So put 2, the back. Bam. And the best way that I found is to put it on the small pulley first. Get your wheel centered. Put it on the top of the pulley and twist. And push it on. And it goes on just like that. Super easy. Super simple. Voila. And take a washer.
Once again, taking a skate tool, the medium size.
And here is where the adjustment happens. So you want your wheel tight enough to where it doesn't rattle if you pull in and out. So if you keep tightening, you'll notice that at one point that stops. And that's where you want your wheel ultimately. Boom, just like that. Okay, so we're gonna look at the axle, inspect the threads. We're good, nice and clean. I'm gonna put the front wheel on, put the speed ring on. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the front wheel. Tighten it until the vibration goes away. But just barely. Whoa, sorry. All right. I'm gonna replace those bearings on the front in a little while. So now we're gonna take our motor cover that we have cleaned.
And let's get on the top one first.
Yeah, guys, we got some interesting stuff coming up in the future. So make sure if you're watching this stuff and you like e-skate, e-bikes, stick around. We got some interesting content coming up this year. Okay, cool. So that side done. And in lieu of making this not a 30-minute video. So basically what I would do is I'd go through and I would do that on both sides. Fixing any corrections, anything that needs to be done. I will give you a tip. On my double kingpin trucks, I like to use different durometer bushings. So on the bottom, I have hard bushings, and on the top, I have a medium bushings. And I always replace the hardware with Lucky green hardware. So then I come to the top of the board, see if there's anything that needs to be cleaned off. Get a little dust, a little sand right here. I'm just gonna clean that off. Clean the motors off. Check your grip tape's good. It's not coming up in any of the corners. All right. Replace the grip tape once every about 6 months. Try to. Grip tape looks nice and clean. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped, you know, with your maintenance. Like I said, this is just a very light dust cleaning. This is like more like a maintenance, and I'm not fixing anything right now. I've always done this with skateboards, longboards, going back to the early 90s, mid 90s. It's preventative maintenance. You know, it keeps things from wearing out faster, keeps my boards running when I need them to. Sorry I haven't been posting many rides lately. It's been rainy and it's been warm but rainy, and I live in Florida, so yeah, it's not snow that I have to worry about. It's more of rain. So anyways, if you like this video, if you like the channel, I really do appreciate it. Like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. 80% of you guys that watch my videos aren't subscribed yet, so please join the Street Nation, and I will catch you